Okay guys, so today we're going to show you how we achieve this frontal ponytail with the flip. This hair was actually sent to us by a vendor, and a lot of times I don't name vendors because sometimes I do have issues with the hair. This time we kept the video so that I can show you guys what to look for. Okay guys, so this hair was actually sent to us by a vendor, and we did a test strand on it and it was bleaching rather slow. That did let me know that there was henna on it, so I'm not going to be able to go that light with the hair. So we decided just to do a pre-softening with some 40 volume, because the 40 volume is going to get it a little light. It's not going to take it too light because there's something on the hair. Now this is as light as it got. It got up to a 4 or 5 just with the peroxide, but I want to show you what it's supposed to do. This is actually one of my wigs, and I put some 40 volume on there, and I actually did the same routine that I always do. I let it lift under the dryer, and look how light it got with just 40 volume. Now this is how you know that there's nothing on that hair, but this right here, there's absolutely henna or some type of metallic dye on there, so it will damage if I try to force it to bleach. So I pre-softened it with that 40 volume. Now I'm going on top of it with the bleach, and I'll be able to get it a little lighter. I'm not going to go too light because I'm already aware that there's something on here and I could cause damage, but I did want to get it a little light. So, you know, a lot of times when I get hair from vendors, I'll test it with just peroxide, because if they are, you know, handling the hair properly and not doing any type of color additives, it should lift with just peroxide. So I know I did a test on this. I don't expect this to get too light. So we're just going to keep it to like a copper, reddish orange color. And, you know, that's just what we decided to do, since I noticed it would not, I didn't want to force it to go any lighter. Okay, so now after it bleached up a little bit, I went ahead and I'm just using some orange color that I purchased from the beauty supply store, and I'm just going to use that as a demi just to, you know, go on top of the cuticle of what we already lifted. I'm going to let that process for probably about 30 minutes, and then we will go on to make the ponytail. Okay, so now we're going to take that ponytail and we're going to actually make a hair piece out of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the actual little, that little thick piece off of the frontal. I think I did a video and we forgot to cut that off. But now I'm going to place the frontal on Ashley and just line it up. We've already prepped the frontal for her hairline. I'm going to cut the lace, and I prefer to cut mine prior to. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our Skin Protect. Everyone should be using the Boho Skin Protect with each application. It makes it last longer, and it protects you from your body sweat and any type of bacteria buildup. Next, we're going to go in with our Boho Active. I'm going to do thin layers of the active. You can do up to 3 to 4 layers is sufficient, but you may go up to 7. It's totally up to you, but I feel like 3 to 4 is good for a customer for 2 to 3 weeks. All right, so we're going to do this application once the glue is dried and clear. I'm going to go ahead and apply her lace around her hairline and secure it. and then we will make sure that we cut the sides around the ear. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and part off the area that we're going to cut around the ear. And that way, you know, I don't have short hairs left behind. So I'm actually using these big scissors, guys. I could not find my small scissors, but this will work. I'll just be careful around her ear. And I usually try to cut that after it's glued, but we may have to go back. Sometimes you may have to go back and add a little glue, and you'll see me do that on here. Okay, so now we'll prepare her to do her baby hairs. I'm going to cut them pretty short. I think like about 1 inch or a 1/2 inch is suffice to make it look natural. Okay, so I like to tie it down. I feel like that helps it melt better. Now we're going to go ahead and do her baby hair. We're going to use the Boho Lace Jelly. I'm just going to do a little bit. I don't want to wet the hairline too much because the glue is still drying. It takes about 24 hours for the glue to dry properly. So when I do my baby hair, you'll notice, like in other videos, if I use any type of product, I'm going to do the baby hair and then I'm going to blow dry it because I don't want to disturb the baby hair when I tie it down. I'm still going to tie it down. I don't want to disturb it by it sticking to, you know, the baby hairs or hairline. Okay, so here's the ponytail that Miss Ashley made on the sewing machine. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. If you would like to learn how to do any type of wig making or hair pieces, you can go to my website at www.thehairdiagram.com. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut her ponytail to a shoulder length, and then I'm going to flip it. thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below.